There is so much going on with Cartoon Network as a whole, but it looks like we actually have some new information about the rumors for the Ben 10 live action movie and the status of the next Ben 10 series. Rada rada, my brothers and sisters by God. This is your brother in Christ, Abstract Schnitzel, and we finally have some more Ben 10 news from Omni-News, your number one source for Ben 10 news. A few months ago, I made a video about the uncertainty of the next Ben 10 series. I talked about the changes happening since the acquisition of Warner Brothers by Discovery, and the lack of information about the next Ben 10 series by Duncan Rouleau or any other trustworthy source of information, as well as the rumored Ben 10 live-action movie. Now we have news from two notable sources, Duncan Rouleau, a Ben 10 co-creator, and Jason DeMarco, the Senior Vice President of long-form animation and action series for Warner Brothers. On Twitter, DeMarco didn't ask me anything, and one user asked if there was Ben 10 news, and DeMarco said there was stuff in development, and that they'd see if it goes anywhere. Now, initially when I saw this, I thought in development meant they were actively working on a new series, animating, writing, designing, and creating it. But DeMarco clarified that by development he means they're working on possible ideas, and that nothing is produced or made unless it gets greenlit. Duncan has also been answering more Ben 10 questions lately and said that there is no news for the Ben 10 series, but they have a lot of pitches out there and are hoping one will stick. The good news is that there will most likely be a new Ben 10 series, but the bad news is, based on both the tweets from Rouleau and DeMarco, they haven't even started working on the new series, because nothing is being produced or made. They are still in the brainstorming process. It seems like they're behind, and I'm not exactly sure why. 2 years ago, 3 months after the reboot ended, Duncan Rouleau said Cartoon Network had plans that they were working on, and that there'd hopefully be announcements by the end of the year. But we didn't get any announcements that year in 2021, or this past year in 2022. Now, it's understandable that Cartoon Network would be set back by the shenanigans with Discovery in 2022, but you would think that they'd at least be done with the brainstorming process by now. But I guess not. However, if they're brainstorming ideas, then maybe that's what this was. This concept art could have just been people at Cartoon Network brainstorming ideas for the next Ben 10 series. Now, in my last video, I talked about the supposed Ben 10 live-action movie, and I made it clear that I was skeptic about it. Some of you in the comments section were telling me that I didn't know what I was talking about and that there really was a leak for the supposed live-action Ben 10 movie. But now you have it from Duncan Rouleau himself. The live-action movie is just a rumor and is not in production, because they haven't even started production yet. They're still in the brainstorming process coming up with ideas for the next series. I'm telling you guys this with love. Omni-News didn't get big because I made videos about whatever rumors people came up with. The people who make these rumors are clickbaiting you guys. The people writing these articles do make money from the ads you see when you click on them, so of course they clickbait. The premise of Omni-News was that I got tired of seeing clickbait Ben 10 news, so I started making real Ben 10 news videos of my own, and that's why Omni-News has been the most reliable Ben 10 news source for the past almost 3 years now. So yeah, these leaks are fake, and the Ben 10 slate is clean right now. We can't know what's next because not even the people with inside info know what's next. Now, back in 2021, I predicted the next series would come out in 2024, but if they haven't even started producing it, we might have to wait longer. Another thing going on right now affecting Cartoon Network is the 2023 Writers Guild of America strike. For the past 3 weeks, writers from the Writers Guild of America, which represents writers in film, television, radio, and online media, stopped producing content. This not only impacts Cartoon Network, but impacts American television as a whole. This strike is the largest interruption to American television and film production since the COVID-19 pandemic, and the largest stoppage for the WGA since the 2007 to 2008 strike. The writers went on strike with the intention of receiving increased funding and job security, increased room size for writers, and the limited use of artificial intelligence in the writing process. This strike will most definitely impact all of television as long as the strike is going on. This essentially means that the next Ben 10 series will be set back even further. Now, it's hard to determine how long this strike will go on. The 1960 strike lasted 148 days, the 1981 strike lasted for around 3 months, the 1988 strike lasted 153 days, and the 2007 to 2008 strike lasted for 100 days. Bottom line is, even though we will probably see a new Ben 10 series eventually, it might be a while. I do have some more Ben 10 news, but it might be disappointing news for those of you with HBO Max. Apparently, Max is removing a number of projects, including Ben 10 Alien Force, Ultimate Alien, Omniverse, Race Against Time, and Alien Swarm. So the only things left to watch on Max as of now will be the original series and the reboot. So if you want to watch the shows being removed, you might want to think about getting a subscription elsewhere. But for now, you can stream this Ben 10 playlist for all your nostalgic needs. May the love and peace of Christ guide your steps and fill your hearts. God bless.